wonderful sweet baby. So today we're going to be talking about the continuation of the story of Rashida Nicole, Jello, and Miss Nikki baby. Now, child, Jason Lee is so messy to the point where he actually dropped that Rashida Nicole, got divorced by Jello, and it was primarily because Jello filed. Then immediately after, he drops the Miss Nikki baby interview. And of course, Miss Nikki baby was going to talk about the situation that she endured with Jello and Rashida Nicole. So now that Rashida Nicole has caught wind of the interview and she pretty much watched it, now she has things to say in regards to it because she's not too happy of how Miss Nikki baby perceived her. So we're going to go ahead and we're not only going to watch the clip that Miss Nikki baby did during the interview, but we're also going to see what Rashida Nicole had said. So let's first go ahead and take a look at this clip from the interview. Check this out.
Last time Nikki baby was here, she came, you came with your man.
Yes, I was.
What happened?
Okay, so, I got pregnant, we had the baby, boom, boom, boom. And then, when she was 4 weeks old, he started acting weird towards the end of the relationship. He kept going outside to talk on the phone. And that was what I should have noticed. And I was like, why? This is when he started doing, when Tweaker came out. Mm-hmm. And I thought he was going outside because I was like, oh, he's talking to labels and this and that. And I guess I should have stopped being so naive. But I'm also taking care of 2 kids, a newborn and my son. So I really feel like I didn't have time to pay attention to what was really going on.
But were you guys fighting at the time? What was it that you think made him feel like it was time for him to go?
I just think that we pushed each other away. We were arguing and, I think it was too much for him. I think that he wanted a family, and then once he was in it.
Now, I'm sure there's more that was said in regards to everything, but based off that little clip, I guess Rashida Nicole got upset, and that's when she decided to put her 2 cents in. So this is what this woman had to say, y'all. So go ahead and check this out. So she said, I was really trying to chill because I am pregnant, but I am so tired of this bitch keep talking about me. So let's talk about it. It's giving obsessed. You are so focused on blaming me for y'all problems. He decided to leave. I do not mention you, nor do I care. This lady has harassed me the entire time behind the scenes, trying to have people call me to abort my baby, wishing on my unborn child, and so much more. I'm done. She then says, and just a PSA, my due date is in December. So again, y'all do the math. Thank you for all the free promo though, while I'm baking this beautiful baby. Thank you to all the negative, miserable people for your expert opinions and comments because you know what's going on in my life better than I do. How could I ever forget? Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show because I know I am. Let her cook. I'm just loading up. So here's my thoughts. Rashida Nicole, please shut your $5 ass up, girl. I am sick and tired of this girl playing victim. It's getting to the point where I'm honestly and truly starting to think there is something mentally unstable about her actual brain. Because at first I was sitting back and I was thinking to myself, okay, she's just doing this for the money. She can't really be that slow. She's just doing whatever because she's doing it for the money. But no, I actually genuinely think that her brain is not functioning properly. There is actually something wrong with her. And it's to the point where it's like she feels like there's going to at least be somebody on her side. And I think that the only people that are on her side is people that just love to see her, body, and people that love to see drama go on, and people that are just as delusional as her. Because the internet practically has all gathered together like Voltron in this mother effer. And we've all sided with Miss Nikki baby because of how foolish this woman looks. How can you be harassed by anything when you were literally the person that, thrived and begged to be with this man in the first place? Please try to help me understand it. Please. And like I said, based off of that small little clip that we seen from Jason Lee's show, it really didn't seem like Miss Nikki baby said much wrong, but who knows what she actually said during the actual podcast itself. I really didn't watch it. I've been wanting to. It's just, it hasn't been top priority on my list. But I'm just kind of confused as to why, Rashida Nicole would blow up over something as minuscule as that. Like, I seen a comment that said, this entire time we've been hearing that, Jello has divorced her. And she seemed to be super quiet. Like, she said nothing in regards to that. But the minute that Miss Nikki Baby comes out with, this podcast with Jason Lee, that's when she comes forth and says, oh, this woman's harassing me. She's doing this and this and that. She's doing this and this and that. My whole thing is, why didn't you say anything in regards to this man divorcing you and embarrassing you and leaving you to be not only just a single baby mama, but a single divorced, pregnant baby mama? Like, that alone is worth speaking on. That alone is worth you actually coming forth and saying something about it. But instead, you're just, in La La Land somewhere, and the only time you want to speak is when Nikki says something. Now, here's what I think that the deep rooted is in regards to this whole situation. I think that Rashida Nicole is honestly and truly jealous of Miss Nikki Baby. I don't know why the heck she's jealous of her. Maybe she feels like she looks like Masika, and because she feels like she looks like Masika, she, has this deep rooted like love for Masika, and she's always had a disdain towards Miss Nikki Baby. I don't know. I'm just coming up with something. But this is how crazy people think. And you have to get crazy to think crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I think that maybe just deep down inside, she's jealous. Miss Nikki Baby is a mogul. She doesn't need, to go out there and do anything to get money, because money is pretty much thrown at her because she has successful parents. She comes from a successful background, and, she doesn't have to do too much to get money. Like, I remember, Jello's dad was saying how Nikki has everything so figured out to the point where, she needed a truck for her kids, so she, the next day, 2 weeks later, went and got a bigger truck for her kids. And it was a designer truck. It wasn't, just some regular, you know, 4-seat coupe sedan, like it was a nice big truck that she got for her kids to make sure there was space enough for her and her kids to move around comfortably, for her to, get her kids in and out of the car. And he just hyped her up so much. And I think that that alone makes Rashida Nicole's blood boil. And there just seems to just be a deep rooted jealousy. Like, maybe it's a jealousy that not even Miss Nikki Baby knows about. And it's deep rooted to the point where any and every time this woman comes forth and says something, does something, she has to speak out. Now, her whole man done left her. The man that she begged and pleaded for, the man that she went low and dirt as dirt for, just left her and treated her so disrespectfully. But she hasn't had 2 words to say about that. Yet Miss Nikki Baby does an interview and she speaks in regards to it, when all that it really looked like she was talking about at the from the little small clip that I can gather, she was mainly just speaking in regards to how her man at the time was acting differently within their relationship and how she should have seen the signs. That to me doesn't seem like she was bashing Rashida Nicole. But yeah, I think as a collective, we can, just agree that this girl is batshit crazy. But that's my opinion. What's yours?